Good day, Dr. Prodigal coming to you. Got a lot of stuff that I'm thinking about. First of all, I want to address something very clearly. I'm having people that are coming to me, many left and right, the election issues and all this. Here, we well past the election. Okay, I'm fine with that. Yes, there are some things that everyone is not going to be happy with. However, as I have said so many times, I'm not of this world, even though I live in a country in this world. But yes, and I do follow the rules of the country as long as they're within the guidances of my God, the one that controls me. So this is what I was looking at with this. The Word of God tells us that we're to pray for those in authority. He never asked me did I like the people. He never asked me what my choice was. He said to pray for those in authority. And the reason for that is not just because, yeah, they do need prayer, but that we may live a peaceful life. We have to live this peaceful life. So I'm fine with that because I'm doing what God said in order for me to be at peace. And that's where I've been. I've been at peace. Do I see what's going on? Yes. I do see it. Do I like what I see? That depends on how I look at it. Do I like it as a form of comfort? No, I don't, because it's kind of uncomfortable. As a matter of fact, many things are very uncomfortable now. I'm hearing people that saying, oh, well, this person's in, so now I can afford to buy gas. Well, this person's not in, so I can do that. It's just crazy. I keep saying the same bird, two wings. The wings don't pull on my car. The bird does. So I don't get into all of that. And many are saying, oh, well, someone prophesied this and someone prophesied that. But not my monkey, not my circus. But what I will say is that some of the people that have prophesied and it didn't go the way that they said, first of all, we're under New Testament. So we're under the dispensation of grace. We don't have to saw them in half. We don't have to boil them in oil, nothing like that, Okay, and I will again say that time is a prophet's worst enemy if they are insecure. Look at Daniel. Oh, well, let's stop there a little bit more. You want to be a prophet? Well, guess what? It's a harder life to live. Trust me, it is. So now, you want to talk about, I want to be a prophet like Daniel. You do realize that him and the other Hebrew boys were castrated. They were made eunuchs. You do realize that. Just something to think about. How much do you really want that office of the prophet? We won't even talk about the gift yet. The office. Okay, so now let's go back again. Here we are. This election, it went the way I thought it was going to go, actually. I woke up and I heard in my spirit something and I just said, Lord, I love you. So it doesn't matter. You have told me, according to Romans 13, that there's no power unless you ordain it or you allow it. And of course, I hear Christians, which is blowing my mind. Oh, well, they cheated, so therefore, okay, so here we are again. We're going against God. Okay. And then I hear other people to say, well, this person prophesied this, but it didn't happen that way. So therefore, they're a false prophet. Say if you got 10 prophecies, one doesn't come true. That one. 9 in a row comes true. That one didn't come true. So automatically, unless you realize that God can change his mind on some things, and he does. Oh, you want to know how? Well, I do recall the prophet leaving Hezekiah, and he was like, look, he said, wait a minute, go back and tell him he got 15 more years. He changed his mind. Okay, Jonah, and now I'm having a burning on the prophet Nahum, his book, because that's a sequel to Jonah. Okay, Jonah, go and tell them that I'm going to destroy this. I ain't going. Why? Because they're going to repent. You're not going to destroy it. I want you to kill all of them. God changed his mind and gave them extra, I'm thinking close to 150 years. About 150 years later, they still ended up being destroyed. But he changed his mind from that immediate. What's to say that right now that God is not having us being blessed with this? So this is the thing that I'm speaking of today. This is what I'm telling people. I don't care about people's political aspirations at this point. I've seen enough of politics now to know that I trust the Most High. And that's as far as that goes. You know, I've seen you're speaking of one side or the other, two wing, same bird. Let's get it straight. I've never changed and I won't change now. You know, I even had someone tell me that for you to choose a political party and be so adamant about it, that's nothing but pride and therefore sin. Won't get into that. You're not, again, not my monkey, not my circus. What I'm thinking of now is that when we see things and it doesn't look like we think it should look. So you say, well, what do you mean about that? Well, a couple of weeks ago, I should show you my study. I'm finally getting it back to where it was. I'm finally getting it to where it was organized again. You know, some things that happen in life. And from August 20th on, it was interesting until we could get it back in line again. But I had this envelope, and I'm looking at it, Nielsen ratings. I don't want it. So I went to shred the envelope. And as I shredded it, I heard stop it. And I pulled it out and I looked, I'm like, why was this? Well, the other one was on my desk. I opened that one up and there was some nice crisp dollar bills in it. They actually sent me dollar bills to take a survey on what I was listening to on the radio, which is nothing normally but National Public Radio. That's about it. I don't get into all that other stuff. I just want to hear the facts, strict the facts, and let's keep it moving. But that's about all I listen to. I don't listen to Sirius anymore because I'm paying money to listen to maybe 3 channels, if that. It's just like cable to me. It's a waste for me. You get 700 channels, and only if you got picture-in-picture, you may be able to watch 3 to 4 at one time. But now you cross-eyed, you can watch a tennis match and don't turn your head. So what I was getting at, when I got the envelope and I pulled it out and I opened the other one, it was from Nielsen too. So I looked at this one. I opened the envelope. I had another dollar to remind me to send in the survey. You see it's shredded and everything. Now I did damage to something that was valuable because it didn't come in something that I felt it should come in or I felt it should look like. And how many times are we doing that in churches, in our life and everything else? I've gone into churches before and was supposed to minister there. Well, no one, it's peculiar times. Sometimes the question will come up, well, what culture are you? American. I know what they're asking. Am I African American, whatever? I'm American. And then I'll let them know I'm an African American gentleman. Okay. Then there's times that one asks. Go to one situation, and I walked in dressed like casual, kind of, urban like. You know how I mean. You know what I'm saying? But, and I just watched. I heard sit still and watch. I've already peeked out security. I love, understanding how security works. And I said, okay, this is the security. Well, they're still worshiping. We're wondering where I was. And so I got up and held out my arms so they could see I wasn't a threat. And I announced myself. And I said, my identification is in my back left-hand pocket. Well, they checked it. Well, the love that they showed me was non-existent anyway. And now there was nothing but shock because the speaker whose message was to be on love, what's love got to do with it, was shown everything but love until they found out who I was. Now I have value because I didn't look like the value. And that's the same thing as with this dollar. It didn't come wrapped in what I would recognize as value, so I abused it. How many times did we do that in church? How many times is church hurt caused by that? God will send someone. What if John the Baptist walked up into your fellowship now? Shorty eating wild locusts and honey. And he dressed in a loincloth, camel hair. He walking through, sandals probably busted. He ain't washed them feet for so. But then again, he baptized so much his feet may be waterlogged. Who knows? But here it is. He walks up in your congregation and how y'all treat him. That's my point. I give a shout out to a special bishop in this area that he has stood up against some things that he has no problem embracing those that church people don't want to embrace. And I believe that when he gets into glory, he's going to find out that one person was the point of a dovetail. This is what I'm saying to those. Be careful on who you judge and how you judge them. You may very well be doing them an injustice because you're judging them through your mind, your experiences, and your prejudices, your biases. You're doing it all through that. So you're doing this, and you're doing that person an injustice. I'll give you another example. I can give it to you and just let you know. My wife, she was ornery. I ain't gonna lie. You know, she had to look. I asked her questions. She acted like she was mad at me. And the whole time I'm thinking, I thank God for my little daughter, Amanda, because I was talking to her about something. I had to be real nice because she was sitting there. And I was grinning like, I want to say something to you, really. But then later on, not only do I have a gem, I have a priceless gem. Had I gone by appearances or what I experienced, I wouldn't have that. And that's another thing. When you marry someone, don't marry your fantasy, marry your reality. Ooh, that's something for that. That's going to be a message from later on. Well, let me get an ink pen. I'm going to have to write that one down. For real, for real. Don't marry your fantasy. Marry your reality. Woo, that's the next one coming up. All right. Well, I just wanted to say that this morning because I'm seeing so many people that are, they're kicking blessings to the curb because it's not what they expect or what it looks like. I've learned in my life, it's up to God to get it to me. It's up to me to receive it. And God doesn't have to talk to me on how he's going to get something to me. So this is Dr. Prodigal telling you, when you get that envelope from the Nielsen ratings now, don't reach to the shredder like I did, But the good thing about it, I still got serial number on that. I can take it to the bank and I'm still going to get $1 for that. God bless you, Dr. Prodigal. The time is coming up. I really want you all to think about during this time, this season, especially the climate seasons that are coming up. Look out for the widows and orphans. Biblically, a widow is someone who doesn't have a husband or who is a widow who has lost a husband or the husband is disabled or something. That's a widow. A single parent is considered a widow often in some biblical passages. And that orphan, believe it or not, to qualify as an orphan in the Bible, it's not the fact that you're missing both parents. You just need to be missing the father. So we need to deal with some widows and orphans this season. We need to reorganize and get about the business of the church and stop all this other political nonsense. I'm apolitical. I am not anti-people, but I am pro-Bible. Let's figure it out. God bless you, Dr. Prodigal. Let's get together on this.